Bruce Lee is standing in front of 40 police cadets when the head instructor pulls out his service weapon and says these dance moves will get you killed on the streets. What happens in the next 3 seconds does not just disarm the instructor. It changes how the Los Angeles Police Department trains every officer for the next decade. Los Angeles, California, March 1968, Tuesday morning, 9:15 a.m. The Los Angeles Police Academy. A concrete building in Elysian Park. The kind of place that turns civilians into cops. The kind of place where men learn to survive streets that want to kill them. 40 police cadets sit in metal folding chairs, all men, all serious, all here because they want to carry a badge and a gun and stand between chaos and order. They have spent 6 weeks learning law, learning procedure, learning when to shoot and when not to shoot. Today is different. Today they have a guest instructor, a martial arts demonstration, something the department is experimenting with. Unarmed combat techniques for situations where drawing a weapon might escalate things. Bruce Lee stands at the front of the room. 27 years old, 5'7", weighing 35 pounds, wearing a simple black t-shirt and black pants. No gi, no belt, no traditional martial arts costume. Just a man who looks like he weighs less than most of the equipment these cadets carry. The cadets look skeptical. They did not sign up to become cops so they could learn karate. They signed up to carry guns, to have authority, to be the ones in control. Standing against the wall is Sergeant William Morrison, head defensive tactics instructor. 6'4", 230 pounds, 15 years on the force, 12 of them on the streets of South Central, before moving to the academy. He has scars on his knuckles and a look in his eyes that says he has seen things these cadets cannot imagine. Morrison did not want this demonstration. Told the captain it was a waste of time. Said these Hollywood martial arts moves would get officers killed. Said real combat on the streets is nothing like the movies. The captain overruled him. Said the department needs to modernize. Said this Bruce Lee has been teaching movie stars and professional fighters. Said give him 1 hour. 1 hour. Morrison checked his watch when Bruce Lee walked in. 57 minutes left. Bruce begins his demonstration. Shows a simple wrist release. How to escape when someone grabs your arm. The movements are small, precise, nothing flashy. The cadets watch. Some take notes. Most look bored. They came here to learn to shoot, not to dance. Morrison watches from the wall. Arms crossed. Face stone. Every technique Bruce demonstrates Morrison mentally catalogs ways it would fail on the street. After 15 minutes Morrison has had enough. He pushes off the wall, walks to the front of the room. His boots echo on the concrete floor. Every cadet straightens in their chair. When Sergeant Morrison moves, everyone pays attention. Morrison stops 5 feet from Bruce Lee. Looks down at him. The size difference is significant. Morrison has almost a foot of height and 100 pounds of weight. His presence fills the space in a way Bruce's does not. Mr. Lee, may I ask you something? Bruce nods. Of course. How many times have you been shot at? The room goes silent. The question is not academic. It is a challenge. I have not been shot at. Morrison nods slowly, like he expected this answer. How many times have you had to fight a man high on PCP who feels no pain and has the strength of 3 men? I have not. How many times have you had to subdue a suspect in a narrow hallway while his friends are coming up behind you? I have not. Morrison turns to the cadets, addresses them directly. This man is going to teach you techniques he has never used in real combat, on real streets, against real criminals who want to kill you. He turns back to Bruce. No disrespect, Mr. Lee. I am sure you are very skilled at what you do, but what you do is not what we do. These dance moves might work in a movie. They might work in a controlled demonstration, but on the streets of Los Angeles, they will get these men killed. Bruce does not react to the insult, does not tense, does not argue. What would you suggest instead, Sergeant? Morrison pats his service weapon, his .38 revolver sitting in his holster. I suggest we teach these men to use the tools that actually keep them alive. A suspect threatens you. You draw your weapon. That is reality. not spinning kicks and fancy hand movements. Bruce looks at the revolver, then back at Morrison. You believe the gun makes you safe. I believe the gun makes me in control. A suspect sees this weapon, and he knows I am the authority. I do not need to touch him. I do not need to be close to him. I can control the situation from 15 feet away, and if someone gets close to you, Morrison almost laughs. Then no amount of martial arts training would save you anyway. A gun beats hands, every time. Bruce is quiet for a moment. The cadets watch, sensing something building. May I show you something, Sergeant? Morrison shrugs. That is what you are here for. Draw your weapon. The room freezes. Several cadets shift in their seats. This just got interesting. Morrison's eyes narrow. Excuse me. Draw your weapon. Point it at me. Show these men how you would control a suspect who is standing where I am standing. Morrison hesitates. This feels like a trap, but he cannot back down in front of 40 cadets, cannot show weakness, cannot refuse a challenge from a man half his size. Fine. His hand moves to his holster, unsnaps the strap, draws the .38 revolver, brings it up, points it at Bruce Lee's chest. Center mass, textbook technique. The cadets hold their breath, a loaded weapon pointed at their guest instructor. This is not in any training manual. Now what, Mr. Lee? You are staring down the barrel of a .38. What is your fancy martial arts going to do now? Bruce stands perfectly still, his hands at his sides, his body relaxed, looking at Morrison, looking at the gun, reading the geometry of the situation. You are confident right now. I am in control right now. That is the difference. Bruce takes one step forward, just one, closing the distance by maybe 18 inches. Morrison's grip tightens on the revolver. What are you doing? I am showing you something. Another step. Now Bruce is maybe 4 feet from the muzzle of the gun. Do not come any closer. Morrison's voice has changed. An edge in it now, uncertainty. You told these men the gun keeps you safe. The gun keeps you in control. I am going to show them what happens when someone does not fear the gun. Bruce moves. 3 seconds. In the first second, Bruce's left hand sweeps across his body, catches Morrison's gun hand at the wrist, redirects the barrel away from his chest. The motion is almost casual, like brushing away a fly. In the second facing, Bruce's right hand comes up, strikes the inside of Morrison's forearm at the nerve cluster. Morrison's fingers spasm, the grip on the revolver loosens, the gun is already moving, Bruce's left hand completing the rotation, stripping the weapon from Morrison's hand. In the third second, Bruce steps behind Morrison, the revolver now in Bruce's hand, the barrel pressed against the base of Morrison's skull. Morrison frozen, unable to move, unable to respond. His own weapon now controlling him. 3 seconds. Gun drawn to gun taken. Authority transferred. The cadets are not breathing. 40 men who have spent 6 weeks learning that the weapon is power just watched a 135-pound man take that power away in the time it takes to blink. Bruce speaks quietly. Only Morrison can hear. On the streets. Someone who wants to kill you will not announce it, will not threaten, will not give you time to draw. They will close distance before you know they are a threat. And if you believe the gun is your only protection, you will be dead before you understand what happened. He steps back, hands the revolver back to Morrison. Grip first, respectful. Morrison stands there, holding his own weapon, the weapon that was just used against him. His hands are shaking slightly, not from fear, from revelation. Bruce addresses the room. The gun is a tool, a valuable tool, but it is not a guarantee. Sergeant Morrison has 15 years of street experience. He has survived because he is smart, he is aware, he is capable. But just now he made an assumption. He assumed the weapon made him untouchable. That assumption created an opening, and openings get you killed. He looks at Morrison. I am not here to replace your firearms training. I am here to fill the gaps. The moments when you cannot draw, the moments when someone is too close, the moments when the gun is not the answer. Those moments will come, and when they do, you need more than one option. Morrison holsters his weapon, His face has changed, the skepticism gone, replaced by something else, the look of a man who just learned he does not know everything he thought he knew. He extends his hand to Bruce. "Mr. Lee, I apologize. I underestimated you." Bruce shakes it. "You tested me. That is your job. You protect these men by questioning everything. That instinct is why you have survived 15 years. What you did just now, can you teach that?" "I can teach the principles. The technique takes years, but the awareness, the understanding of distance and timing, that I can teach in an hour." Morrison turns to the cadets. "Everyone pay attention. Forget everything I told you before this demonstration. Mr. Lee has the floor for as long as he needs it. Bruce teaches for 3 hours. Not 1 hour, 3. Morrison extends the session himself, asks questions, takes notes, becomes a student instead of a skeptic. The techniques Bruce teaches that day become part of the LAPD defensive tactics curriculum, not the flashy kicks. The practical elements: weapon retention, weapon disarming, close quarters control, the understanding that distance is your friend and overconfidence is your enemy. 6 months later, Morrison writes a report to the chief of police, recommends mandatory martial arts training for all officers, not to replace firearms, to complement them, to create officers who have options beyond the gun. The report is approved. The program launches. Other departments notice, request information. The ripple spreads. 20 years later, Morrison is retired, gives an interview to a police training magazine. They ask about the most important lesson he ever learned. He tells them about a Tuesday morning in 1968, about a 135-pound martial artist who took his weapon in 3 seconds, about the moment he realized that everything he believed about power and control was incomplete. The gun does not make you safe. Morrison says in the interview, skill makes you safe. Awareness makes you safe. Understanding that you are never invincible makes you safe. A small man from Hong Kong taught me that in 3 seconds. Took me 20 years to fully understand it. What assumptions are you carrying about your own power? What tools do you rely on that might fail when you need them most? What would happen if someone did not fear the thing you believe makes you untouchable? Bruce Lee did not teach those cadets to abandon their weapons. He taught them to be more than their weapons, to have options, to understand that control is not something you hold in your hand. It is something you carry in your mind. 3 seconds to take a gun. A lifetime to understand why it mattered.